Hata kama ni kwa dhiki, Mungu atampa.
Ajali haina kinga, yabidi kuwajibika.
Elimu ya kitaalum uchukua muda mrefu kusoma, alafu kifeli unarudia hapo. Lakini elimu ya kiufundi ni kukuza talanta.
Tunga methali kutokana na maelezo haya. Malezi mabaya ya wazazi kwa watoto wao.
Mtoto mleavyo ndivyo akuavyo. Samaki mkunje angali mbichi.
What happened? Where's your father?
On their way back home, Suri had a car accident and was severely injured.
Samahani, simkweza kumkua mwanao.
Mwenyezi Mungu siku zote amemchukua yule amempenda zaidi.
We do what we can, but also have to accept fate sometimes. Do our best, live without regrets.
Don't take things so hard. You'll have a long road ahead of you.
Dhiki hauzuii kwa mja siku zote, riziki ataipata peke yake. Hata kama ni kwa dhiki, Mungu atampa.
Ajali haina kinga, yabidi kuwajibika.
Elimu ya kitaalum uchukua muda mrefu kusoma, alafu kifeli unarudia hapo. Lakini elimu ya kiufundi ni kukuza talanta.
Tunga methali kutokana na maelezo haya. Malezi mabaya ya wazazi kwa watoto wao.
Mtoto mleavyo ndivyo akuavyo. Samaki mkunje angali mbichi.
Good afternoon and a warm welcome to KBC Lunchtime News on this 31st day of December and indeed the last day of 2025. Many thanks indeed for joining us and of course for being with us on our news platform, including our online platforms throughout the year. Time for the news. My name is Njue. My colleague on the sign language interpretation is Lucy Mwaura. Parents raising children living with autism have been urged to give them hope by seeking therapy and specialized care. Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Njue, Anthony Muheria, says children living with autism have talents just like any other and can thrive through love, care and support. Speaking at St. Tharak Tumaini Home in Nanyuki while receiving a vehicle donated by the National Commercial Bank of Africa, NCBA, to help transport the children for therapy. Archbishop Muheria decried cases where parents still keep such children at home in denial despite available services. NCBA Group Managing Director NCEO John Gesharu noted that East Africa has few autism care centers, saying that donation aim to improve access, mobility and hope for affected children and their families.
Any parent who has a child with disability, whatever disability may be, come over. Even here in our center, we'll be able to guide you. Come over in our parishes. Come out and help us help you. And so we appreciate that those children are God's gift. Do not feel ashamed of them. If they come, we'll be able to give them a new lease of life.
As NCBA, we believe we are part of this community, and we only thrive if the community thrives. And our donation today is really in furtherance of that belief.
And as the year draws to a close, a group of youths in Thika has chosen action over celebration, spending the last day of December cleaning residential estates to protect their community from rising health risks. Members of the Zinduka Foundation cleared clogged drainages, roadsides and public spaces in densely populated estates, including Makongeni and Keganjo, warning that poor waste disposal exposes residents, especially children, to waterborne diseases. The exercise, part of the foundation's Mazingira Safi campaign, comes after years of neglect, with garbage choking drainage channels and contaminating water during the rainy season. Beyond restoring cleanliness, the youth also called on residents to take responsibility for waste disposal and urging the Kiambu County government to establish proper garbage collection points.
The challenges that have been there over the years, for too long, the communities have not been engaged fully in the implementation of environmental programs. It is for this reason, therefore, that we have decided to visit this ward today as we end the year of 2025, just to ensure that we are able to bring together members of community and with an intention of ensuring that the members of community really get that aspect of owning these environmental programs.
Sisi ndo vijana, sisi ndo majenzi. Tulitokea, tukanena, ikasikika. So the same way. Tunaanza na ground, tunaanza na community. If you're not impacting mahali ambapo huko, I think hadi ukipiga kelele pale online kidogo inakaa ile maneno ya chiriku.
Zamani kulikuwa na kazi mtaani ya vijana. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa inasaidia kuleta usafi. Na kwa sababu serikali ilitoa, ndio area yetu imekaa ni kama dump site. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali isikane nasi, jaribu kusaidia hawa vijana ili wapate kazi, na watujaribu watuletee matanki za kuweka hizo takataka, kwa sababu kama tuko nazo hapa, hii takataka hizo kwa imetapaa kila pahali.
These ones, they have just organized themselves. Nobody is supporting them. Why can't we have a system from Parliament? We put an act of Parliament that will give systems and policies that will help these our young people to benefit from youth fund, from women fund, because we did set them aside for our young people, but nobody is guiding them.
So tungeomba tu serikali iweke mkazo hapo, serikali ya kaunti iweke mkazo hapo kwa uchafu sana. Na vijana pia wasiongoje kuzidi hivyo, pia wanafaa kujitolea waweze kupunguza hiyo uchafu, kwa sababu bila sisi, kwa sisi hatutaweza faulu.
And moving on, the residents of Kambi ya Njue and Kulamawe villages in the outskirts of Isiolo town in the county are up in arms over what they term as rising cases of criminality in the area. The residents, led by Peter Juma and Mohamed Abdullahi Dosike, held demonstrations at the Isiolo police headquarters, accusing police of laxity when businesses are being broken into and people killed in the two areas. The demonstrators demand a swift investigation into the murder of 25-year-old Isaac Muteidia, who was shot dead on Christmas Day. Isiolo Sub-County Police Commander Christopher Meme has assured the residents that justice will be served for the deceased.
Isiolo kila mahali ukisikia mali inaenda, kuna kijana moja juzi alipigwa risasi na mbuzi imeenda, akona alama paka sasa bado hajapona. Hajafuatiliwa. Sasa ndio huyu kijana wetu wa stage moja ampigwa risasi na amefariki. Na huyo kijana ingali ni yeye peke yake ndio kwa mamake. Kijana. Ana mtoto mwingine kwa hiyo boma. ni msichana tu ako naye. Sisi tuko tunaomba justice for Tez.
Isiolo yani kutoka kambi ya juu. Kutoka kambi ya juu kula ma area. Hakuna huwezi fuga kuku, huwezi fuga ng'ombe, huwezi fuga mbuzi,
huwezi weka stock mzuri.
Yani hata sherehe yako ukipiga unauawa. Yani kifo kwetu imekuwa kama ni kitu ya kawaida kwetu. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali chukulie mambo tunaongelea maanani na iweze kutupatia amani. Amani ni haki yetu sisi wote. Amani ni haki yetu wote na ni jukumu lao kutupatia amani.
Mimi nataka gava ichukue hivi, mimi nadai gava ifanye hivi. Ichukulie mambo seriously. Sisi tunataka wenye waliwateza watokezwe na wahalifu wengine kama hao washiko kwa kaunti ya Isiolo.
Uwezi niambia mtu leo auawe na tuanze kuchunguza leo na apelekwe kotini kesho. Haijawahi fanyika hivyo. Ndizi yao kwa hapa atatuambia. Lakini mpaka tutafute pieces zozote za ushahidi.
Very well, from Isiolo we cross over to Eldoret City, where as usual the head of state, President William Ruto, each and every year issues a good year message and a new year message as well, and he is expected to do that at the Eldoret Golf Club. And as you can see on your screen is my colleague Achola Simon, who has been pitching camp there to just give us a feel of what to expect. Achola, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Lunchtime News. Kindly bring us up to speed.
Well, good afternoon, Ben, Troy, Njue. The 365th day of the year. We are amongst the tens of millions of Kenyans lucky enough to be witnessing this day. And of course, we are counting down and our fingers are crossed, hoping that, of course, we'll be amongst the millions that will be crossing into the next year. And of course, it has been a year that has been filled with ups and downs. The country has lost quite a number of influential people, of course, including Raila Amolo Odinga and other leaders. But more significantly also, this is a year that the country has made major strides. And of course, we'll be gathering here. The president, of course, will be gathering here in Uasin Gishu County, specifically here at Eldoret Sports Ground, to be amongst the invited guests that will be flocking these grounds from 6 p.m. today in the evening. And of course, the sole purpose will be that of to listen in on the customary ND address by the president, and of course members of or executive members of the government invited guests of course will be coming here. And as you can see behind me is that of course those that involved in terms of preparation are hard at work, just ensuring that everything is actually put in the right measures and order, so that then when it gets to about 6 p.m. this evening, of course, all guests will be seated and the president, of course, will be coming in to be part and parcel of the group that will be here, and they will continue with that conversation. There'll be some small celebrations in terms of just ensuring that indeed they are witnessing what will be happening here. And then, of course, at around midnight tonight, of course, the fireworks will be there. And, of course, the president will be amongst the invited guests or the senior or the hosts of the very event that will be happening here. But also, let me put it to you that we're expecting a very proper concert here, gospel concert. And this, of course, you can see with the preparations that are actually being put up. A magnificent stage has actually been put up. Gospel artists will be here. And, of course, what they'll be doing is just to ensure that indeed they entertain the guests that, of course, will be here. But more importantly, they will also be entertaining guests will be following this event. Of course, you can trust KBC Channel 1 to be your true partner in terms of just bringing you a front row seat in terms of what will be happening here. And of course, we'll be bringing that speech by the president. Of course, each and everything that will be happening here. So we'll be here and we'll ensure that indeed we brief you and our listeners and viewers in our subsequent bulletin. Back to you, Ben, Troy, Njue.
Many thanks, Achola Simon, live from LD Golf Club, where we do expect the head of state, and he is, of course, going to be giving the country his New Year message. And, of course, what are the expectations? What are some of your aspirations for the new year? We also expect the head of state to be touching on a number of issues that we do expect the government to be doing for Kenyans in the new year 2026. Of course, there will be a gospel extravaganza, as Chola has mentioned, and later on the head of state will read his speech. We'll be keeping tabs with that as we move on. Elsewhere, a boda rider in Gitaru, Kabete, Kiambu County has lost his life on the spot after being hit by a public service vehicle near Gitaru along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. The incident saw an angry mob alleged to be boda riders set the matatu on fire. And according to eyewitnesses, the matatu was driving on the wrong side of the road before it collided with the boda, killing the rider on the spot. The residents are now calling for the completion of the Gitaru interchange to eliminate the frequent traffic congestion, which they term a death trap. The body of the deceased was taken to Thokoto Hospital mortuary, while the wreckage of the vehicle was towed to Kengero police station.
Jamaa nduthi wa pikipiki alikuwa anashuka akienda Wangige, na yeye pia akafikiria vile ameona dereva amerudi pande ya Makanga, akaamua kwenda pande ya dereva. Akiamua kuingia, dereva wa Nissan akiamua kuibia barabara, akagonga mtu wa pikipiki na akamuua. Sasa hasira ya wananchi nadhani ndio imechangia kuchomwa kwa hiyo Nissan.
Tukiomba hii barabara iishe, juu watu wanaumia wengi sana hapa Gitaru. Tena sana zaidi ya watu 10. Alafu wacha kusema ati mnane watu wa boda. Hapana. Sasa nani anajua hiyo, nani amechoma hiyo gari?
Kama hii gari imechomwa na maybe ni mtu ametoka na huko amekuja na petroli, inaonekana ni mtu wa nduthi juu ni mtu wa nduthi amegongwa. Unaona? Lakini kila kitu ikiambiwa wanasema ni mtu wa nduthi juu ni mtu wa nduthi amegongwa, wanasema ni mtu wa boda. Na sijaona mtu wa boda mwenye amekuja kuchoma gari hapa. Ni watu wamejitokelezea wakakuja kuchoma gari.
Watu kuchukua sheria mkononi haifai, kwa sababu wenye gari labda hawananga makosa, lakini dereva anakuwa naye ako na makosa, na wakati watu wamechukua sheria mkononi na kuchoma gari, wanapeleka mwenye gari hasara ambao hakuwa amejitayarisha. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri kusema watu wasirudi kuchukua sheria mikononi, wanangoja na ili uchunguzi inafanyika, na ili mwenye ako na hiyo hatia anaweza kupelekwa mbele.
And on that tragic note, we take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we still have more news, including the latest from the EPL. I'll be telling you how Arsenal performed last night, and also the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations live from Morocco.
To the world, the Lord is come.
The holiday season is here again. It's family time. Oh yes, it's a season to be jolly. And so, grab a seat. Relax as your favorite Christmas hosts line up to indulge you this year.
It's about to go down.
There's a lot of food and drinks to go around.
It's delicious.
Great music for the soul.
Merry Christmas.
It's unbeatable. It's joyous. It's Christmas on KBC Channel 1.
Looking to advertise on KBC? KBC announcement services are now available on eCitizen. Visit kbc.ecitizen.go.ke and fill out the online application form. It's simple. 1. Complete the form. 2. Upload required documents. 3. Receive a quotation based on word count. And 4. Get notified via SMS when your announcement is ready. Please note, clearly indicate the type of announcement, service station, and all relevant details. 2. All applications must be made online only. Manual submissions will not be accepted. And 3. Announcements will air after news bulletins. For assistance, reach us on email ecitizen@kbc.co.ke or use our social media handles, Facebook, your Facebook account, and X at your X account. Or you can call us on 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124. KBC announcements. Simple.
Welcome back to Lunchtime News. Many thanks for keeping me company. Moving on, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission officers in Mtwapa, Kilifi County, are holding a traffic police officer arrested on suspicion of receiving a bribe. The EACC Coast North Regional Director Jaso Dida says Corporal Mazera Harun was found with 100 shillings notes totaling to 13,750 shillings in his pocket along the Mtwapa-Malindi Road. The officer is expected to be arraigned at the Malindi Anti-Corruption Court today. Still at the coast, a tourism resort in Malindi has organized a security drill as a proactive step towards emergency preparedness at their hotels. The drill by Diamond Malindi Hotel included violent crime preparedness, terrorist attack, fire drill, and bomb scare drill, where teams properly coordinated safety measures, rescue and evacuation of victims, including someone who was drowning in the swimming pool.
With thousands of holiday makers gearing up for the new year merrymaking in Kenya's coastal beaches, hotel managers are taking nothing to chance in curbing crime. Diamond Malindi, which comprises tropical village Malindi Dreams Garden and Dream of Africa, became the latest tourist destination to conduct an emergency drill.
We just do a drill with 4 different situations. One was a terrorist attack, some problem in the pool, some problem in the rooms, and the fire.
We were also testing that in case of the real action, how are the outsiders or the response team from outside are going to reach us. So we saw their response was so pleasing.
Led by Charles Otieno, a major incident trainer, the hotel staff, together with police and officials from KWS, County Government of Malindi, Malindi Municipality and Progress Welfare Association of Malindi, took part in the drill aimed at equipping them with techniques to respond to an emergency.
We've been able to make sure that in the event of any kind of emergency happening in that direction, we will save lives. Not 1 life, not 2 lives, but many lives, which if we did not do, we cannot tell how many lives we would have lost. But we are in this position where we can save lives.
I appreciate also for the management, because at least it has given many people to have very basic skills that can save life even outside or inside the hotel.
Diamond's Malindi General Manager George Duquan expressed confidence in the hotel's emergency preparedness.
I'm very happy that all the people have a very good attitude to take care of the situation, and we can find that we are ready and we are prepared for any kind of situation, and this is a very good thing to do during the year to keep the people safe and the employees safe, the guests safe, and the property safe.
The hotel's management further challenged other hospitality facilities to emulate the move.
I would urge each and every hotel to be prepared, to make sure they also set aside funds for readiness in case of any emergencies.
Joseph Wahungu for Lunchtime News.
Still at the coast, residents and foreign investors in the Watamu area, Kilifi County, have petitioned the government to urgently address rampant noise pollution blamed on nightclubs, warning that the problem is hurting public health and threatening the town's image as a top tourist destination. The petitioners want strict enforcement of the environmental management and coordination regulations on noise pollution, saying several clubs operate without soundproofing in residential areas. The residents say loud music from discos has made life unbearable for families and also the elderly and the children.
Usiku mzima watu hawalali, tunasumbuka kwa makelele, tuko na wazee, watoto, kweli jambo linakera. So tunaomba serikali ya county na serikali kuu iweze kushughulikia hilo jambo, na vile Watamu inakuwa viklabu kama hivyo vitolewe.
Oh, it's the whole village, because when the club is operating, you can hear it sometimes up to the police station on the other side towards Jacaranda this side. It's all over the place.
Kuchanganyika. Watu hawalali usiku, watu hawapati kutulia kwa sababu ya zile kelele zinatokamana na hivi vilabu na hizi mangwe.
Time to make sense of business. The government has been urged to take urgent steps to revive Kajiado County's struggling businesses as traders report heavy losses in 2025 due to high cost and low consumer spending. Small-scale traders say high electricity cost, low consumer spending and reduced foreign currency inflows forced some businesses to close, while others operated on minimal profits. They are urging the government to lower the cost of doing business, improve infrastructure, and strengthen the fight against corruption to attract investors and cushion Kenyans in the years ahead.
Kenya tumekuwa tukipoteza biashara mingi sana ama wawekezaji ambaye kwa sababu kitu cha kwanza mwekezaji anataka ile environment ambaye lazima aweze kupata mapato kutoka investment zake. Kitu ningeomba serikali ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba kama bei ya umeme iteremshwe, watafute njia ya kuteremsha bei ya umeme. Pia wajaribu kupunguza ufisadi, kwa vile ufisadi pia inachukua nafasi kubwa sana kuzuia wawekezaji.
Huu mwaka biashara imekuwa mbaya sana. Juu watu wana nini? Wana financial. Watu wakosa financial na sisi hata sisi tunakuwa chini juu sasa hatuna nini? Hawakuji kutununulia juu wao wana pesa.
Across borders, the South African rand was steady in this year's end trade on Tuesday, holding this year's gains against a weaker dollar. By close of business, the rand traded at 16 against the dollar, a whisker away from Monday's closing level, while the greenback hovered around its lowest levels in 3 months. Details of this and other stories in today's Africa Business Wrap.
South Africa's risk-sensitive currency is on course for gains of about 12% against the dollar this year. That is the biggest jump since 2009, bolstered by the nation's improved fiscal performance and success in containing inflation, as well as soaring prices of precious metals such as gold and platinum, which are major exports. The US dollar has slumped 9% this year against a basket of currencies, putting it on the pace for its worst showing in 8 years on expectations of Federal Reserve cuts, shrinking interest rate differentials with other major currencies, and concerns about the US fiscal deficit and political uncertainty. On the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the top 40 index, new tab, was last up 0.4%. South Africa's benchmark 2035 government bond was also stronger in early deals as the yield fell 4 basis points to 8.265%. Elsewhere, Africa experienced the highest global tourism growth rate in early 2025, with North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa showing notable increases. A ranking by Insider Monkey highlights 10 African nations poised to dominate the global tourism market, driven by natural beauty, cultural depth, wildlife and improving infrastructure. The continent recorded the fastest growth in global tourism in the first half of 2025, with international arrivals increasing by 12% compared to the same period last year, according to the United Nations. North Africa led the surge with a 14% rise, while Sub-Saharan Africa posted 11% growth, making one of the continent's strongest performances since before the COVID-19 pandemic. Morocco reported a 19% increase in overseas visitors, driven by the appeal of cities like Marrakesh and Fez, while South Africa's Kruger National Park and Cape Town continue to attract safari goers and adventure travelers from around the world. Finally, Access International Limited is seeking $28.9 billion from Guinea at a World Bank tribunal after the West African country revoked its permit to operate a bauxite mine there this year. The United Arab Emirates-based company has said Guinea, which has the world's largest reserves of bauxite, has moved to tighten state control over the mining sector. Over the past year, revoking and reallocating some permits as it seeks higher revenue and more local processing. Such moves by the government have led to a number of arbitration challenges, including one filed in November by Nomad Bauxite Corporation and another this month by Nimba Investment LLC. Axis International owns 85% of Axis Mineral Resources SA, a Guinean company with rights to a bauxite mine in the Bofa region. The company's statement said that the permit was terminated in May, along with dozens of others. The main bauxite mine produced 18 million tons of bauxite in 2024, making it Guinea's second largest source of bauxite ore exports.
Let's now shift gears to matters sports. Tanzania made history by advancing to the round of 16 in the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time in 45 years after holding Tunisia to a 1-1 draw in Rabat in a Group C match. Nigeria took the pole position with the maximum points after a 3-1 defeat of Uganda as Tunisia finished runners-up. Meanwhile, Senegal finished top of Group D with a commanding 3-0 win over Benin as DR Congo joined them in the knockout stages after a 3-0 win over Botswana.
Finished top of Group D following a 3-0 win over Benin.
Strong header, goal! Senegal with Sek, the big centre-back, delivers. DR Congo 4, Botswana 0. Mane joined us back, Senegal! Goal for Diallo. As well, he's got a chance for his second of the tournament and does so comfortably. Senegal, 3 goals to the good.
Despite the defeat, Benin progressed to the round of 16 as one of the best third-placed teams.
Congratulations to Tanzania. They are flying the East African flag at the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. My director, Timothy Kiplagat, informs me we are out of time, but allow me just to mention that Arsenal scored 4 goals, second-half goals, as they hammered Aston Villa at Emirates Stadium in a London derby to end the year 5 points clear at the top of the English Premier League. For other fans, well, Chelsea drew 1-0 with the Wolves. Chelsea a 2-2 draw with Bournemouth as Manchester United was held to a 1-1 draw. On behalf of everyone who has made this broadcast a success and Lunchtime News throughout the year, this being the last installment, thank you so much indeed for you also watching. And allow me to wish Dora Munyiva, one of our colleagues and a sound engineer right here in KBC Channel 1, who is celebrating her birthday on this day, 31st December. And of course, not many people have and can share a birthday on 31st, but congratulations and happy birthday. On behalf of everyone who has made the broadcast a success throughout the year, many thanks indeed for joining us. My name is Njue, and Lucy Maura has been my colleague on the sign language interpretation. Timothy Kiplaga was the director for this broadcast. Have a blessed 2026.
Flowers for? Huh? But who else would they be for? They're your sisters. Mr. Marcello gave them to her. It's obvious that he's really crazy about her. He gave them to her so they can make up. Hey! What do you think you're doing?
At this very moment, you are going to tell that man that my husband is unable to take care of him.
You are telling him absolutely nothing.
Hey, look at that. I swear to you, this is honestly a huge surprise.